Hello, everybody, and welcome into the All-22 review driven by AAA. I'm Fran Duffy for NFL Film Senior Producer Greg Cosell. The Eagles fall to the Minnesota Vikings here 23-21 at Lincoln Financial Field. A lot of reasons why the Eagles did not come away with the W here on Sunday afternoon, but we're going to break down some of the plays that did go right and talk about some of the things that went wrong here for this team. All right, Greg, let's look at the play that really got the Eagles back in this football game late. They're down 20-6. They're in the red zone. They haven't had much success in that area of the field really at all this season. They get a touchdown catch to Wendell Small would really draw this play up for us here.
It's a really well-designed play. You see this formation all throughout the NFL in the red zone where you have trips to the field, 3 receivers to the field, and then on the boundary side you have an X receiver, the single receiver to the boundary. Here it's Alshon Jeffrey, and you have the back, Wendell Smallwood, offset to the same side, to the boundary. So you have 2 receivers in the boundary. Now what this normally means is that the defense, the corner, has to match up to the wide receiver. Whether it's a man concept or a zone concept, that corner must match up to the wide receiver, and that's exactly what happens here. Now, because of that, again, there's only one player who can now play Wendell Smallwood, and that's a linebacker inside. And here it's Eric Kendricks. So what you're essentially setting up with the wheel route by Wendell Smallwood is you're essentially setting up a one-on-one matchup with your back on the linebacker. And that's exactly what happens here because Jeffrey runs his route and removes the corner. So let's play this and you'll see exactly how this works. You see Jeffrey run vertically, you see the wheel route, you get the matchup you want, the one-on-one, and you get the touchdown. A well-designed, well-executed play.
Yeah, certainly. You saw a nice job there from Carson Wentz as well, making sure that safety stayed in the middle of the field. Great throw, great catch, good execution there from the Eagles in the red zone. Just not enough of that here today. All right, so after the touchdown, the Eagles now down 20-12. They're going to go for 2 here. A nice aggressive call here by Doug Peterson, and they get in on this run by Wendell Smallwood. What do we see here on this play?
Yeah, it's an interesting play because they do what we call tackle over or an unbalanced offensive line. They bring Jason Peters, who's the left tackle, over to the right side, and he's next to the right tackle, Lane Johnson. So you actually have 3 offensive linemen to the right of the center, and they also have Zach Ertz on the same side and 2 wide receivers here in minus splits. So you can tell right now, pre-snap, that the running play, which this was, is going to the right side of the formation clearly. And even though they don't pull an offensive lineman, Fran, it's really kind of a pin-pull concept in that they're going to use the 2 wide receivers to sort of block down inside. That's the pin concept. And they're really going to use Ertz as kind of a lead blocker, puller type player here. So he's not coming out from the line of scrimmage like you might normally see, but the concept is very similar to a pin-pull concept.
Sure.
So if you clear this and we let it run, you'll see exactly how it plays out. And you can see the down blocks. You can see Ertz is the lead blocker. Smallwood does a really nice job here of making Sendejo miss, and really nice effort to get the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, no question. Wendell Smallwood has run hard over the last few weeks.
He certainly has.
Yeah, so it was good to see them get into the end zone there. So that makes it 20-14. It's a 1-touchdown game here in the 4th quarter. So after a 51-yard field goal from Dan Bailey, the Eagles now trail 23-14, and this is a critical situation because they've got the ball now with less than 2 minutes left. They've got just 1 timeout, so they really have to score quickly, kick an onside kick, and then hope that they're able to convert here for a game-winning drive. But they drive the ball down the field, and they get the ball into the red zone, Greg, and they score on a really well-designed play. Take us through what we're seeing here.
Yeah, this is another common play. We saw that they used a play for the touchdown to Wendell Smallwood. That's very common in the red zone. Here's another one that's very common in the red zone. It's what we call a flat 7 combination. It's a 2-man route combination, and the 7 route is going to be run by Zach Ertz, Fran, if you point to him, and the flat route is going to be run by Wendell Smallwood out of the backfield. Now, the whole point of a flat 7 is you're making it a read on the outside defender, the outside flat defender, who on this particular play will be Harrison Smith. If he drops back to play the 7 route, you throw it in the flat. If he sort of plays up a little bit, you can throw it over him for the 7 route. But the Eagles add a nice little wrinkle here with Jordan Matthews. They have him attack the corner, Mike Hughes, to make sure that Hughes cannot jump the 7 route by Zach Ertz and take that away. And then it becomes a situation where you don't have anybody, because then Harrison Smith could come up and play the flat, and Hughes would be in position to play Ertz on the 7. So this is really nicely done. So let's run this, and you'll see exactly how it plays out. It's really a well-designed, well-executed, tight red zone play. You can see Smith is low, Hughes is too far inside, well thrown, well caught. Nice touchdown to Zach Ertz from Carson Wentz.
No question. So it makes it 23-21,
Yep.
which was the final score. The Eagles did try to convert an onside kick. About as much as you can ask for. The ball bounces off Adam Thielen's chest. The ball just didn't bounce the Eagles' way.
No, and it's funny, when it bounced off Thielen's chest and we were watching it live, we're thinking, wow, for a moment there, it was in slow motion. You thought maybe they could get the ball, because that's about as perfect an opportunity as you could hope for, where the ball was actually a live ball and wasn't caught immediately.
Yeah, 2-point loss at home, Greg, and it's obviously a very tough defeat.
Yep.
Coming off the overtime loss a week ago. Just death by 1,000 paper cuts for this team. You had the red zone turnover late. You had missed opportunities down inside the 20 earlier. You had some big plays given up on defense. You had the penalty on Michael Bennett that shouldn't have been a penalty. A lot of things that you could point to and say, man, if this had just gone the other way, we're having a different conversation.
And that's what happens when you're sort of not winning close games. But there are, I think, some larger things that do need to continue to be cleaned up, and you're dealing with the offensive line still needs to be cleaned up. I think the secondary needs to be cleaned up still a little bit. Kirk Cousins had a terrific day.
Yeah, he did, no question. So the Eagles fall now to 2-3 on the day. Thursday night matchup here with the New York Giants. We'll have all that you want to watch in that matchup on Eagles Game Plan this week. So Greg and I will both be on that show this week. Keep an eye out for that on PhiladelphiaEagles.com. That'll do it here for the All-22 review, driven by AAA. I'm Fran Duffy for Greg Cosell. We'll see you next week.